So, just after the game, here's my post-match review in my studio. As you guys can see, it's not actually a studio, it's just my front room. But, hey ho. So, post-match, we were playing against Hull, where we drew 3 goals to 3. Big game, a game we were expecting not masses from, as it's a game where versus Hull in the last 10 games home and away against them, we've won 2 and drawn 1. So it was not a game we were thinking big, we're going to win. We're going to come out of this 4 or 5 goals winning. It's a team that weren't playing very well before the game, and I think they were on a mass spree of no wins. And to have such a dreadful start to the game did not help us. Being 1-0 down after 2 minutes, and in reality we could have very easily been 2-0 down after 2 minutes at that point, after Clark sort of putting in a sensational last-ditch tackle to stop Manus, I think it was, from putting the ball in the net. It could have been so much worse. But 1-0 down was not a great start at all. From 1-0 down, what you've got to do is you've got to pick yourselves back up. You've got to try and come back. It's an early goal. We've got 88 minutes. We can bring this back. We can be calm. We can be collective. We can be fine. Not really how Blues continued. It all went pear-shaped. They then ran through again, nearly scored again. They then had a cross that went straight across and was put just wide. It was a dreadful beginning. Then they had that one that went in the back of the net. Another one that was dreadful, really. Straight across, over the top of the defence. No defenders in the middle. Just jogging back like it's nothing and it's not going to go in. He heads it right into the bottom corner unmarked. Now, I'm not going to blame Camp at all for that goal. I partly blame Camp for the first goal because he just wasn't there. He didn't come off his line. It was dreadful defending, but Camp could have come off his line for the first one. Second goal, I'm not going to blame Camp. It was a defender's fault. The defender should have been there. That's definitely not a fault of Lee Camp. So at this point, 16 minutes gone, we were collapsing. We were all over the shop. We are losing 2-0 to a team that doesn't win matches, can't score, and we never beat. I'm pretty sure if the cardboard cutouts could have grown legs and run out of the stadium, as a lot said on Twitter, they would have at that point. But they would have missed a cracking end to the game. So going towards half-time, they once again were having multiple other chances. We came back a little bit with about 5 minutes of the half left. We had a couple of chances. Statistics-wise, we had 2 attempts, but 0 were on target. They had 6 attempts and 2 on target in the first half. We had 62% possession, but the majority of that was because they just kept giving it us back because they're such a bad team when it comes to possessing of the ball. We're not used to having so much of the ball. We haven't had that kind of much of the ball for ages. But this is nothing to look at. So, going into the second half, we needed to change. We needed something big. We needed something special. The stats in the second half, we had 66% possession, 12 shots and 4 on target, which is much better than the first half. Whereas they only had 6 shots and 1 on target. Which is a pity because the 1 on target went in. But 47 minutes, so 2 minutes into the second half, they've had a huge, massive shout from Pekla, one would presume at half time, because of how bad we were performing in that first half, and it worked. Gardner gets the ball on the edge of the box, pings it with the outside of his boot into the bottom corner. Lovely strike, lovely goal, lovely all-round moment. We're back in it. We start dominating. Their heads drop. Their heads drop massively. They kept saying on Blues TV that they had quite a younger team out, a not overly experienced team out, people that needed to show they could play for the first team. But it wasn't looking like they were in the second half. From there, their heads dropped. They've conceded. They think, what's going to happen next? Uh-oh. Blues, we have a couple more chances. Don't really go in. Dukey put one wide. And then we had Bella head one back to the keeper. And then Bella put in a cross. Beautiful cross. Onto Crowley. Nods it in. Mwah. Crowley, you beast. You played very well in the second half. And I will nominate a man of the match for this game. I completely forgot in the last game. I did have a few people message me saying, who was your man of the match? What did you think of this? Blah, 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 blah. But I will nominate a man of the match in this game. Sorry, the light is just appearing outside. Suddenly sunny when it was dark 2 minutes ago. But yeah, Crowley played really well in the second half. Scoring that goal, their heads completely drop. We start dominating. And by dominating, I mean dominating. We were all over them from the 60th minute. We're starting to play well. We're starting to play good football. They get a free kick. A free kick that shouldn't have been given away, really, by Blues. And the whole wall decided to jump. Nobody was left on the floor. And he just puts it right underneath him into the bottom corner. And Herbie Kane, I will admit, that was a beautiful free kick. It was put right in the bottom corner. It was unsavable for Lee Camp once again. But Blues shouldn't be giving away those kind of opportunities. We shouldn't be giving them the chances to get those kind of opportunities to put the ball in the net. At this point, they were on the biggest downward spiral of the match. We're dominating. We're playing really well. We don't need to do any stupid tackles. We give away that free kick. They score a goal. They've made a sub. Their team starts flowing again. We don't look great, but we can live with it. We can live with it. We can carry on. Then, at this point, obviously, we've only made one sub, and that's Bella. After this, we kind of came back into the game at this point, and we started to dominate again. So we came back into it, which was nice to see. Now, if we'd played that second half, that same second half in the first half, we would have won that game. I have no doubts. Bearing in mind the second half, in reality terms, we won the second half 3-1. We lost the first half 2-0. If we would have played anything like that second half in the first half, we would have won it. We would have won the game. Because the second half we played a lot better. But late in the game, we had a very iffy moment where they put a ball across and Clark Salter was literally thrown into the post by one of their players. Was thrown into the post. So they didn't go into the post, I will say that much. But he was thrown into the post. The bottom of his back just cracks off the post, really. You kind of vaguely even heard it on the TV. It didn't look nice. He was injured and had to come off for Nico Gordon, which was nice to see a youth player be able to come off the bench, because Clotet does not like using his youth players off the bench at all. He hardly made a sub. If we got more subs, we still only made 2 subs. We'd still be making less than the allocated number of subs available in a normal match, to put that into perspective. But then, from there, we went straight up the other end. Gardner had a shot from the edge of the box, completely mishit it off his other foot, and I will be honest, I called him an idiot and said, you're not going to get another shot like that. You're not going to score another goal. You do that once a season, mate. Goes out onto the wing to Crowley, who then hits it across to Bella. Bella puts it across into the middle, and Gardner scores a header. It's 3-3. The cardboard cutouts go crazy. They're trying to get on the pitch. Craziness. We could have won from there. We really could have. We started playing really well. Bella then ran down the wing, put a cross in, which the goalie saved and put wide. We then had a corner, which Dukey headed wide. From here, 5 minutes of added on time. We didn't score. It was a 3-3 draw, but we played a lot better in that second half. Now, if we can perform like we did in that second half in any of the games left, we're fine. But now we've got to look at Senior League table. which you guys can see. With the other fixtures, I will actually mention the other fixtures results, because I did have somebody else say they'd like me to just speak about other results that happen on the same day. So, 1 second. Let me just get them up. So today's results ended with Charlton beating QPR 1-0. A great result for Charlton. Not a very good result for QPR at all. Charlton are pushing out of that relegation battle, trying to push above teams such as us, and QPR are being dragged into that relegation battle. If they would have won, I would have said QPR were safe, but they lost to Charlton. Then we've got Cardiff beating Preston at Preston 3-1. A great result for Cardiff, as Preston are their bogey team. And now that is a game that they've won and gone 3 points ahead of Preston and gone into the playoffs. So that's a great result for Cardiff. Brilliant result. Luton Town beating Swansea 1-0. Swansea having a red card. It's not a good result for us at all. Pushing Luton up a position. Swansea down. I suppose it doesn't mean much to us, but it's 3 points closer to us, so we could do without them winning. We also have Barnsley 0-0 against Millwall. Doesn't really mean much. Derby winning 2-1 against Reading. A good result there for Derby. Not a good result at all for Reading, where there was a red card for both teams and a fight just at full time for that red cards. A bizarre fight that just kicked off from nothing and it just suddenly went off and it was like, okay then. I suddenly saw it on Twitter and it was like, okay, there's a fight. Why? What? Can't explain it, but there was a red card for both teams. We drew 3-3. Leeds won 3-0 against Fulham. I would say that is probably Leeds are going up now. There is 21 points to play for, but are they going to drop that amount of points? You don't know, but it's unlikely. West Brom could well be now. Well be dragged back into the playoff battle, as they did not get the points they wanted yesterday. Stoke lost 2-0 to Middlesbrough. A result that is good and bad for us, because one team's got the 3 points, which means the other got nothing. But it's one team catching up with us that we could have done with both getting a point, I guess. And the final game was Wigan 2, Blackburn 0. Now, I did not expect Wigan to win this game, but they did. And that puts them 2 points better off than us this weekend, which means they've caught up with us nearly. So at this point, we are in 16th. As I said before, 21 points to go, possible in the season. And we are 7 points clear of the relegation places and 11 points off the playoffs. Unlikely? Who knows? All we need to do is get 11 more points than they do. So they need to get 9 points and we need to get 21. Unlikely, but possible. But it looks like we were trying to get into a relegation battle the way we were playing the first half. Second half looked like a team that were mid-table trying to push for playoffs. So, who knows? We're Blues. We could easily be dragged into the relegation battle. Would it be Blues if we didn't have a relegation battle at the end of the season? I'd argue no. So the next game is Huddersfield at home on Wednesday. I will once again be putting up my review after that game, as it is a 6 o'clock kickoff. So I'll be putting up my review straight up after the game for you guys that are enjoying these reviews. Thank you for all the support, the recent subscriptions from everyone. Love you all. Keep right on. See ya next game.